Okay, today we're going to take a look at some of the 4 steps to linear analysis. Just to review, step 1 is to identify the variables. We need to know which variables are the independent and dependent variables. Step 2 is we're going to write the equation in terms of y equals mx plus b. In future presentations you'll see how we'll alter the data, but for now our equation is kept simple. Step 3, once we have the equation, we want to determine what is the meaning of the y-intercept. Then step 4, which will come later, is we want to determine the meaning of the slope. So let's take a look at our initial problem from before. 2 students wanted to determine the acceleration of a car. So they start the experiment with a car at 0 miles an hour, and every second they record the velocity of the car for 10 seconds. So once again, based on our 3 steps, we need to determine which of the terms are the independent and dependent variables. We need to rewrite the equation, and we need to determine, based on our new equation, what is the y-intercept. Our variables, we already know time is the independent and velocity is the dependent. This example was shown on previous web page. All the other variables are controls. Y equals mx plus b. This is a algebraic equation you should be very familiar with. Velocity is v initial plus at. This is a physics equation you should be very familiar with. You'll notice that these look very similar. They all have 3 terms. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. They also both have an independent variable. The top equation, x, is always the independent, and we said earlier that time was our independent variable. They both have a dependent variable, y and v. So if we were to go ahead and swap this v initial where the at is, which arithmetic tells us there's no issue with doing that, they'll look even more similar. And in fact, the bottom one is now in the form of y equals mx plus b. This leaves us to recognize that the initial velocity is b, which means the initial velocity is the y-intercept. So if we follow our normal procedure for graphing, we plot the data points, make a best fit line. Whenever we determine by looking at the graph as the y-intercept, whatever number, that tells us what the initial velocity was.